Hey, it's me, PK King, and wow, do I have a lot to go over. It's been a while, but if you're in the community, you've probably seen some of this stuff before here and there, a little bit everywhere, and if you're seeing something and it doesn't really make sense, then maybe you should watch one of the other 4 Loadent videos. But speaking of Loadent, let me just get to the point. He looks a lot better now, okay? I remade his art, and honestly, it's really all just in the eyes. I made him a bit more cartoony, less realistic. I think I'm finally getting in the flow of how to draw him, and I'm really liking this one. I also added a little acorn sprite to the character select area so you can see how that changes with the alt. I haven't added in all the final alts yet, so I haven't added in art acorns, but you get what I'm doing. And while we're on the subject of Loadent's looks, let's go to his new sprite. Okay, so if you don't know, Spritester, Witchstream, and Geek hold a weekly podcast called the Witchstream Podcast, where you can submit pixel art like you're doing for the workshop, and they'll critique it. You know, they're just to say their opinions on it and help you out, and honestly, it's great. If you watch that, which you should, link in the description, you would have seen Loadent on there a couple weeks ago. I submitted his idol and they had some stuff to say.
Bouncy gore? Why is it changing color? Yeah, I don't like this animation. It's way too twitchy. To redraw everything. What? Man, does that look jarring.
It's only now I just noticed that's not the body, that's the cheek.
But that was
a different take.
Wait, that's the cheek? Like, I didn't know what I was looking at.
His series about working on this character that you see right now, right in front of us, is really interesting.
Anyway, I took their advice and made some changes. First of all, I made the cheek smaller, which wasn't only their saying, a lot of people were saying this. At first, I was very much like, no, cheek needs to be massive, but I get it. Honestly, when I'm drawing him more often, I'm drawing the cheek smaller. I'm subconsciously, it looks a lot better like this, thank you. I also added the cheek to the other side so you can see a little bit, so you kind of get more of the idea that, yeah, that's a cheek. And lastly, I connected some lines just for clarity's sake. Some parts of the body looked like they were connected to other parts in the ways they weren't supposed to be, so I just kind of put more dark lines to block things up. There were some other things, like his color scheme is a bit much, and yeah, you're totally right. I feel like it's a little bit too far to do anything like that, but and I kind of realized that when I was making some of the alts, I was like, damn, there's a lot of colors. But I'll kind of try to keep that in mind when I make more alts and try to combine some of the colors so there's not that many. But I think for what it is right now, I'm just gonna roll with this because I'm not re-spriting everything. I am gonna have to re-sprite some of the movement stuff to make the cheek smaller and the things I just mentioned, because I haven't fully done that yet because I've been focused on the moves. Now, I know a lot of you have definitely seen the Rivals unofficial workshop direct, and if you haven't, what is wrong with you, link in the description, please check that out. There's so much amazing content shown off there. It was incredible, it was so fucking amazing. Subscribe to Zeta's channel, he's amazing, he's great. But Loadent was also in there, so if you wanted a Loadent update, you could have seen that. You might have seen some of his moves, but since then I finished all of them, so I'm gonna go through it with you guys right now, and yeah, just kind of show you guys the moves, what the hitboxes, and talk to you guys about it a little bit. Obviously, all of these aren't final, these are subject to change, but I just want to be transparent with you guys and show you what I got. Also, I know the hurt box isn't done. Leave me alone. Jab is a 3-hit combo. Hit 2 launches you up in the air, but don't expect to hit 3 at high percentages, even though it does move him forward a bit. There is a hitbox on the tail that retracts, so it can kind of help you if you're missing that last hit, but don't rely on it, just use the first 2 hits and cancel it. That's what every character does anyway, right? F-tilt is a good get-off tool with a sweet spot at the end of it, and I mean, come on, look how fucking cute he looks. I love this move. Down tilt used to be a little dig up thing, but that was too slow. So I made it a little just hand pokey out thingamajigger. It's fast, it's good for edge guarding. It's a little busted at edge actually, because it hits downwards. So I might change that to just pop you upwards to make it better for combos. But right now it hits downwards, a little busted, I don't know. Up tilt, one of my favorite moves. It's a little kick behind you. It combos really well, and it sets up for damn near everything. You're probably going to use this move a lot. It is behind you though, so you're going to have to position yourself pretty well if you want to hit all of the hits perfectly. F strong. The first hit is a headbutt that stuns your opponent. The second hit is the retractment of the cheeks that launches your opponent backwards. So if you get both hits, they're going the other way, so you might want to pivot with this one. But you could just get the first hit at high percentages. That will probably kill them too if they're at high enough percent. And even so, it might not connect with the second hit unless you're really close to them. But the second hit does have more range, so there's been times where I do F smash and only hit the second hit and then kill them with it. So, I don't know, I really like this move, I think it's really funny. Now Down Strong has really low knockback, just kind of inconsistent, but it has high damage, like 20%, because it has so many different hitboxes. Might change that, but I like it to be useful in some way. It also launches a rock projectile up into the air. You could accidentally hit that with like the move itself to do more damage, but most of the time it will just kind of fly behind you. That has been really good for edge guarding, as it just kind of flies down the edge and hovers there, and you can kind of spam it even though it is a little bit slow. But most of the time it's just going to connect if you hit the other hitboxes with it. Also, look how tall you get when he's charging it. I was going to change that, but I kind of like that. Keep yourself vulnerable. And also, tall. Up Strong! Oh my god, this has been my favorite move. He kind of jumps backwards and lands on his tail and then hops up and hits right there. There's only 2 hitboxes. One as he's going up, which doesn't do much damage admittedly, but the one at the top of his head is a sweet spot, and that does a good amount of knockback. On most stages of platforms, it'll hit the platform. Sometimes it doesn't, but he does jump a little bit up, so, you know, I try to make it a little, like, fair enough, like, high enough to hit most of the time. But this is probably going to be your go-to killing option, or at least killing smash attack. It's the most consistent. You're going to have to space it kind of well, but it is nice because sometimes you can, like, pivot by the edge of the stage and hover in the air, so it's pretty good for edge guarding if you're, like, I was gonna say jumping from ledge, but you don't hold ledges in this game. You know what I mean. Those kind of recoveries, it's good for catching those. Even if it doesn't hit the sweet spot, it is just a wall. So, you know, it's pretty good to use there floating in the air. Dash attack. This is also a pretty good edge guarding tool. Wow, this dude's this edge guarding machine. He just runs and does a little X scissor. I feel like this is the most chipmunk. I can't even say the word. I feel like this is the most chipmunk thing he does, to kind of run and just dash at you like that. He does jump a little bit forward, and then when he lands, he actually like pops a little bit backwards. But for the most part, this is usually used for like catching techs or rolls and things like that. It's a fairly big hitbox, but it has a lot of like lag, so you don't want to spam it too much. Nair, you might have seen this one somewhere before. It's a multi-hit on the tail, but it's 2 strong hits on the body. Well, it's 1, you're only gonna hit one of them, but it's 2 just so like if you hit late, you'd still hit, you know what I mean. So if you want a multi-hit Nair, hit with the tail. If you want to just hit them away, hit with the body. He also gets really, really long, which I think is funny. There is a flip, think Terry Bogard, for a horizontal movement. It's a very, very weak move. It's not going to do much damage, it's not going to do much knockback, but it gets you in perfect positions for combos, for extending combos, and the hitbox is kind of jank. The angle flipper that I got on it just kind of makes it go everywhere sometimes. Like it's kind of unpredictable, which at first I didn't like, but I kind of like it now. So we'll see how I go with that, but this is a pretty fun move, and it gives you a lot of momentum. It can help you recover, it can help you just move across platforms and stuff like that. So I think this is a really solid move. Up air is a bit of a juggle / kill tool if you hit on the sweet spot, which is like the very, very tip of it. It's kind of up and in front of you, but it's pretty good for just spamming it because it is kind of fast. It's just a little small, that's all. Bear, this is probably one of my favorite animations. He does a little flip and hits with his jawstrings. It's a 2-hit move, but the first hit kills in reverse knockback because it's hitting with the plus sign. So if you just land the sweet spot on the first hit, it will do reverse knockback, which would probably kill. But if you land the sour spot on the first hit, then it will combo into the second hit with the blue, the negative drawstring, and that will hit away, and that is also a kill move. So you can either combo the first hit into the second hit, which will kill away, or just sweet spot the first hit and hit reverse. Either way, this is probably your go-to kill move, and it looks pretty fucking cool, right? Come on, I like this move. Dare has 2 weak kicks that combo into the final hit that's a spike straight down. I think this one's pretty cool. Sometimes at higher percentages, or if you're moving too fast, you hit the first 2 hits and you fall too fast before you can hit the last hit. But I kind of fixed that a bit, but most of the time, sometimes that happens. Most of the time, you're gonna hit all 3 hits. I think it's cool. I think it's pretty badass. Kind of had to have a spike somewhere in there, and I think this is a pretty cool way to do it. You can also use this on the ground and just kind of hit the first 2 hits and combo that into other things, or you can stage spike them. Anything works. I really like this move. And those are all the tools you can use to make some pretty sick stuff. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, but what about the special moves? The nut you're supposed to be able to hit around, you know, the magnetic fields that push and pull you around, this whole gimmick, duh, hello, where is that? The charge and the change of that? The grapple hook? Okay, I get it. Just hear me out. A couple months ago, I launched Masked Man or Commander Klaus into the workshop. I didn't really care about it or take it too seriously. I had already made the moveset before Workshop was announced, and I thought, man, I already animated it. wouldn't it be cool to just port it over to this and be able to like play with my animation? That would be cool. It was really kind of just for me. I felt bad working on it and not working for videos, so I started live streaming it, and honestly, it was really fun. Once I got into it, I was more doing it to see if this is something I could feasibly do, and then make a series of making my own character, which is now Loadent. So I owe a lot to Maskman. It taught me the basics and the general flow of everything. But there were a lot of stuff with him that I wanted to do that I didn't know how to do because I don't really know how to code. So instead of learning, I just kind of took it from other people. And my mindset at the time was like, oh, people do it in this devlog, or like, it's just code, it's blah blah blah, whatever. But like, that's not true at all. That's fucked up. These individuals put a lot of time and effort and talent into writing these lines of code that I can't even understand. It's a whole ass different language. The least I can do to show my respect for them is to not steal it. Like, if templates are shared in the Discord or in public or something like that, then that's obviously okay, you know? But just going in someone's files and taking their code without their permission or even telling them is just terrible. And I felt terrible the couple of times people complimented me on some of his moves, and I knew that I didn't have anything to do with that. I thought, oh, well, I made his side B the down B and I switched it around, so I had to put in work. No, dude, no. So first of all, I went back to Maskman and I credited all the code that I stole from. I know this really isn't doing much at all, but I hope his lack of popularity kind of makes up for it. If you're on that list, you have my deepest apologies, and if there are any issues still, please just let me know. I never meant to hurt or offend anybody at all, and because of this, I refuse to let anything of the sort happen with Loadent, which is why I need help. I could very well ask on the Discord, and I just might, but I wanted to try with somebody here on my channel that's already kind of familiar with Loadent and has a general idea of the workload that I'll need from them. If you think you can help me out, please DM me on Twitter, and I'll tweet out when I found somebody, so just look out for that before you say anything. But please just message me with an example of your work, preferably in the workshop, so I know your familiarity with that. But there's a good chance I'll recognize you. I'll do all the spriting, I just need some help with the code. And I do kind of think of this as more of a partnership because I will kind of need your help for a longer period of time. I want to keep updating Loadent, and I want to balance him, and you know, after he's out, keep supporting him, and I can't do that if I don't understand the code. So it'd be very nice if you could stick around, because I can't really expect you to like write annotations for everything on how to do every single little thing. I mean, maybe you can, I don't know how feasible that is. This is a long-term project, so only serious inquiries, something like that, only serious inquiries, please. I am willing to pay for this, but I just moved, so cut me some slack. But in no way do I expect you to work for free, so I promise we can work something out. And obviously, you will get 100% full credit for the things you do. And just thank you all for even listening to that whole spiel. I originally went into this project with like a lone wolf mentality, like I want to do everything, like I want to Toby Fox this, like I want to be 100%, this is me, this is my thing, but I'm smart enough to know where I'm dumb. You know, while we're on that subject, bitch, do you hear that? That is Loadent's theme song, Striped Judas, composed by my good friend John from Room 100 Entertainment. He's an incredibly talented musician with a channel pretty similar to mine, so if you like my stuff, please go check this channel, and you might already recognize some of his songs because I've used them in my videos in the past. We also have a movement making podcast on his channel called Writing Moveset Go, with some other YouTubers you might recognize. My channel's big focus is moveset making, that's where I really got my start, and having that podcast with him only helped that even more. If it wasn't for that podcast, there's a good chance I wouldn't have even started Loadent, because Loadent was all about making a moveset for a character and actually implementing them to a game and playing as them, you know? It's like the apex of what I've been doing on this channel. So I really owe a lot of Loadent to him for having the Ready Moveset Go podcast. So if you could please do me a favor and check out the full version of this song on his channel, that would mean the world to me. He will also have on his channel the song for the stage of Loadent, but I'm not gonna put that in this video because I want y'all to go to his channel. So please do me a favor, check out both of those videos, subscribe to him while you're at it, tell him I sent you, say hi, he deserves way more attention. But backtracking a little, speaking about the stage, wow, I'm killing it with these segues, guys. I wanna talk about scope again. After reading lots and lots of twit-longers recently, I've kind of changed my mind. My goal is no longer curated. If they reach out and they want me, that'd be cool, but I just kind of want to have fun and make a well-balanced, polished character. I still definitely want to see him in tournaments, but that doesn't mean he needs to be curated. I still want a stage for him, I'd still like a buddy for him, and I'm still planning on supporting him for months after release. But at the end of the day, we're here for fun. I don't want to stress myself out and dip because of burnout and pressure, okay? I'm gonna go and do this at my own pace. But also, more things have entered the equation a little bit. Like a couple weeks ago, I was watching the Workshop Wednesday that the developers host, and Dan said this.
That's the one thing I would love to see people start doing more of, is like more custom hit effects that are actually like big and dope.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, yeah, you know, maybe I'll do custom hits, but then he said this.
And it makes your character just feel more polished. I especially would love to see it with anyone who's using like an electric character. Like I think just doing this standard ABSA / like Smash 64. Yeah, this Smash 64 electricity. You can like mix that up. You can do it. You can do your own little electricity effect.
So now I kind of have to. I don't know exactly when I'm gonna do that, but that's just kind of been put on the to-do list. Also, number 2, ruins have full support on the workshop. Actually, I don't know if that's in yet or if that's gonna be in the next patch, but I remember them talking about it. I really am not too familiar with runes, but from what I know, they're kind of like custom moves in Smash 4 where you can change their moves and make them more OP and just have a lot of like chaotic fun. I honestly don't have too many ideas for that, but if you guys have any ideas of what Loadent's ruin abilities can be, please let me know. I'm thinking like infinite acorns and nuts and like, I don't know. If you have any ideas, let me know, because I'm gonna start writing those down. And number 3, I've talked about this a little bit in the past, but the adventure mode project that has been being worked on is coming along amazingly. Christ. And again, you would know this if you watched the direct, so if you didn't watch the direct, go watch the direct. Anyway, I think it would be really cool to make an adventure mode for Loadent where he's like spying around and doing cool stuff, sneaking around Fire Capital. That would literally be so cool. I'm so excited for that. So that's definitely added to the list. I know they also have Break the Targets, but I don't care too much about Break the Targets in a general sense. I don't know, I just never really cared about it that much. If someone wants to make one for Loadent when he's out, that'd be great, but I don't even have all his moves finished, so how am I gonna make a Break the Target for him right now? But that's in the back of my mind, and I also, that's pretty cool, but I don't know about that one. But the adventure mode, definitely. But you know, I think that about does it. I know Loadent videos take a while to come out, but I've been making other videos about Workshop in the meantime, mainly art-related videos. So if you haven't seen those, please check those out. I try to make them more interesting than just, you know, regular-ass speed arts. So I put a lot of effort into those. Please watch those. Please check those out. And if you have any other workshop ideas that I can put on this channel, please let me know, because right now it's just Loadent and drawing, which I like, it's fun, but I'm trying to think of more creative stuff that I can do with the community on this channel. So if you have any ideas or want to be involved, please let me know. But I think I'm all good for today. I just want to thank you guys for all the love and support after the direct, the comments, the tweets, everything. You guys are so great, and I'm so excited to get more of Loadent done. I really just want to get it out there for you guys. So again, if you are a coder and you're interested in Loadent and you want to be friends, please hit me up. If you have any ideas for runes, or if you haven't seen the direct, go watch that. If you have any questions, have any ideas, I forgot what I asked you guys for earlier. Hopefully you remember. But anyway, Loadent's finally coming together. This is being really fun. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, next week, next month. Loadent will hopefully see you this year. Hopefully, that would be nice, but we'll see. Alright, love you guys. Bye.